Frasier Crane. I'm listening.
Oh my God, they traded your baby for wine!
Do you really think we would trade John for white Zinfandel? Or any wine?
Congrats on bringing back Frasier so quickly for season 2. You've been playing him for 40 years. What's the greatest, coolest thing about playing Dr. Frasier Crane?
That he's still relevant. He's still looking for a life that's a rarefied kind of life. He's looking for a peak experience, a deeper love, a more gratifying experience than other people have had, and he still devotes his energy to it in a way that is, magnetic, I guess, and we want to watch it. That's what's fun about him.
The show, any iteration of Frasier, or even Cheers that we watch, there's a timeless quality to it. Why do you think the program Frasier has managed to kind of stand the test of time?
I do. I think that's a direct result of deciding not to do anything that's contemporary culture, too contemporary. For instance, if you watch Murphy Brown and the Dan Quayle stuff, nobody cares anymore. That's the nature of contemporary culture. So that something that's a fad for 6 months or so, we won't include that, because then it goes away. The only thing that actually tips the scales a little bit once in a while in terms of making a show seem like a little dated is makeup, eyebrows, and fashion. That's the only thing I see, and I go like, oh, that was then. Just a little bit, but it's still relevant because it's about relationships. It's about the way you care about your family or your brother or your lover. Or, people are always behaving badly. That kind of thing remains universal, no matter what the sort of manias of the day are, because those always change. And then if you got hung up on one, your show's not going to be very good 10 years later.
Frasier he's the same lovable guy in this new iteration, but there's a little bit of sadness there. He's trying to repair his relationship with his son, Freddie.
Yep.
How's Frasier different this time around for you?
Well, he's less mannered, I think. He's actually a little more comfortable in his own skin. He is successful. He is financially successful, so he doesn't have that burden of being worried about survival anymore. So he wants to pass on the notion of real love between him and his son, and extend it out to his family and his friends. And he is the centerpiece of his world now in a way that he wasn't always before. He was the centerpiece of the show, but he wasn't the centerpiece of his world, and now he is. And he's comfortable in that role.
What can you tease us about season 2? I know Bulldog's going to be in there, Gil's going to be in there. Your daughter plays a character.
Yeah. We've got it's a happy sort of reunion, it's an exuberant group of people who are ready to kind of greet the world with, well, what the hell, let's try it. So when we thought, let's get Perry back, we thought we'll get her daughter on the East Coast with us, and we'll get her to join us as Roz. And I just said, well, you know what, hey, my daughter's the right age for Alice, so we cast Greer in the role. We've thrown different ideas out and just thought, yeah, why don't we do that? Patty Heaton. What the heck? We tried to do a couple of shows before. It didn't work out so good. We're going to get her back in here. So there's a kind of fun about it that we think it's going to pay off.
Patty Heaton's great in that
Wonderful.
in that second episode. It's wonderful.
When she says, "I sure don't," it's magic. It's like she's just so good.
What Mr. Grammer? What's the biggest life lesson you've learned from playing Frasier Crane for 40 years?
Oh yeah, well, don't give up, don't quit, keep loving.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad he's back.
Thanks.
And I hope he doesn't go away. But how long do you hope to keep playing Dr. Frasier Crane?
Well, I want to do another 100 episodes at least. Whether we get there sooner than later, I don't know. We could get there in 4 years if they wanted to, but we don't need to. I mean, if they want to spread it out a little longer, that's fine with me. I think he's going to be relevant and interesting because I intend to stay that way.
Last time you and I spoke, I asked you about Cheers. Jimmy Burrows told me the Cheers bar is closed. You told me it's unlikely that we're going to see any of those old characters. What about Niles?
Well, we may see Niles. It'll depend on him, honestly, and if we come up with a story that makes the right sense. Of course, we have his son on the show, so my nephew. It keeps us connected to Niles and Daphne anyway. But it would be really fun if they put in an appearance. We'll see. It will be fun though. I mean, it'll be significant and germane and all the things that it should be, and it will be funny.
And before we let you go, slipping back into this character, what was that like? Was it like putting on an old jacket?
Getting into Frasier is always easy. He's just, I mean, well, I created him. So, you know, I mean, he was created by writers, yeah, but I gave him what I call, you know, breath, blood, and bones, and that's what I brought to it, and I've still got it all.
Welcome back, Doc. This your son?
Yes?
Used to listen to your show all the time as a kid. Big sports fan.
So not your son.